Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining me for a little bit. Thank you for lending me your attention. My name is Reverend Phoenix Coffin Williams. I am the first priest of the Correllian tradition. And this is another segment dedicated to enhancing, fortifying, managing, supporting our relationships with our higher selves. Well, before we do that, I do want to go ahead and give a shout out and uplift my brother, Reverend Rolando, over in the Philippines. I've been checking out your work with the Peace Workers Conference over these past couple of days, and I am so proud of you. I am so proud of the work that you and everyone who has put that conference together. I'm proud of all of the work that you have done to put that off and make that available to our community. I am glad to see that you are bringing communities together to pray for peace and address the ongoing evolution of our human species. I am so proud of you. Thank you for everything that you do, everything that you have already done, and the work that will come from you still. So I just want to uplift you. Apu, love you, my guy. Um, So yeah, there's that. And also, if you are watching this right now, go ahead right here. If you were checking out this video on any Corellian TV platform or anything like that, you can just go ahead and follow the link back, and you will see the Peace Workers Conference that occurred over the past couple of days. So definitely check that out. It's not too late to add your energy, by the way, even though the conference might be over, it's not too late to add your energy. It's not too late to add your prayer to the prayers that were done in that conference over the weekend. And that's one of the benefits of having it, in a place where you could play it back, um, play those prayers back over and over and over again, add to them over and over and over again, and keep that magic and keep those intentions moving like a wave over and over and over again. So again, great work. The purpose for this segment was always going to be some more peace kind of questions. And so I think that it's particular topic scheduled for the day after the Peace Workers Conference concluded. Because peace work is never done. But higher self, why fortify the relationship? One, fortifying the relationship with their higher self, of the best ways to notice an improvement in your ability to focus your magic and to recognize the messages that the universe is sending back to you, or the messages that God is sending back to you, or the messages that your spirit guides are sending back to you, wherever you believe. Fortifying your relationship with your higher self is the best way to keep yourself protected when you are out and about in these spiritual streets, as you are out in the astral plane doing your astral projections, when you're out doing your lucid dreaming, when you're out doing your remote viewing, and you are finding out all the stuff that you want to find out, learning about how vast the mind is and how vast the universe is. You want to stay protected. You do various kinds of work in cemeteries or in other kinds of sacred spaces that have dynamic vibrations. Your relationship with your higher self will help you rebalance and help you walk in between all of these spaces without having any harm come to you, without having your energy impacted, without allowing any opportunistic spiritual entities to latch onto your aura and start to eat you. Your relationship with your higher self protects you from all of that. And so it is important to fortify your relationship. And I've been saying specifically these things every single time I broadcast about the higher self. I talk about the way that it can impact your self esteem and your confidence. Everything that you have to do in the outside world, you can practice first at your higher self altar and become real good at it. Anything that you have to say, any conversation that you have to have, your higher self can act like that sounding board. If you know anyone who has done some intensive coding or like cloud architecture or anything like that, like a lot of times they'll have a rubber duck that they talk out loud to their problems to, and they get resolutions and solutions that way. Your higher self is actually the thing. That's what they're actually talking to. They just have the rubber duck as a focus point. And maybe they don't believe in higher self, so like they might not like that particular analogy, but really, that's how you can work with your relationship with your higher self to help you, move through life in a manner that is, less stressful, less struggle as possible. Not saying that your relationship with your higher self can alleviate all stress and all struggle, because it cannot. We still have our karma to deal with. We still have existing in this physical world to deal with. But our relationship with our higher selves absolutely makes it so that we are in line with the spiritual construct, that spiritual energy that is specifically for our good and our good alone. It is more invested in us. Our higher selves are more invested in us than our ancestors, than our patrons, than our spirit guide, any of these other, entities that you might want to reach out to, or that, they talk about reaching out to in grimoires and textbooks and so on and so forth. Your higher self, you have it because you were born. Everyone has one. And that is the spiritual entity that is for your own good and your own good alone. I've been saying that doing these activities at the same time every day is also important. And indeed, I still echo that. Doing your activities at the same time in the morning, at the same time in the afternoon, at the same time before bed, while you are building the habit is essential. Once you've got the habit, you might determine that, yep, you did your morning devotionals, but like right now in this moment, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's time for another prayer. That is psychism right there. That is the benefit of working with your higher, not only, but when you get that message or that feedback, you can follow. Yep, we did do our morning devotionals earlier today at around 8. It is 3:15 right now, and I just feel like I need to refortify, or I need to recalibrate, or I need to reconnect, or I need to do something with the energy around me to make the then that's what it is. Not only do I advocate for doing your activities at the same time of day, I do also advocate using the same prayers or the same prayer sets. Something that you can memorize, something that you don't have to flip through, a book to find, something that maybe even you wrote yourself. You know that there are prayers that are traditional to us, and you can find those in your first, second, third degree books. I've been moving with a standard. I higher self and I are united and complete. The veil is set aside. I accept that I'm the vessel for my soul's powers. I pledge to utilize them. I pledge to utilize them in accordance with order, justice, truth, balance, harmony, reciprocity, propriety, and I move in accordance with my Ma'at's proclamation. That's it. Very simple. I did add today, for like maybe the first time, the recitation of the principles of Ma'at as a way of aligning myself and my attentions with cosmic order and harmony and balance. However, I have been, for the past couple of broadcasts, including, yep, in accordance with Ma'at. That is a nod to my service in the Kemetic pantheon and my attention to the Ennead and the deities from Kemet. Hey, good morning, Hannah from Sweden. How are you? Hey, good morning, Anita Freely. Thank y'all for checking in. Um, Hopefully, the pair of you are connecting with your higher selves as frequently as possible. Because the relationship with their higher self is one that can provide solutions to a lot of the problems that seem like they are bigger than humanity to solve. Included in your higher self devotion, I just did do the recitation of the seven principles of Ma'at. Um, she is a divine cosmic being in the Kemetic pantheon and the Egyptian pantheon, um, daughter of Ra, and absolutely so profound was this goddess that um, people in the temples they made offerings of ma'at to other gods. So I consider her to be like a god's god. Um, she's definitely up there. I would say like she's the embodiment of all three faiths in one divinity, or all three norns in one divinity. Everything happens in accordance with her divinity. If it's not, if it's not in accordance with Ma'at, it's not right, basically. And so, a pledge to utilize the extensive and dynamic power that is my soul in accordance with that is a personal pledge. You can have your own oath, your own pledge, whatever you want to, but just remember that when you are consciously embodying your soul's power, you are really, really responsible for karma at that point. You are responsible for your karma at that point. So the stuff that you do with your soul's power on purpose is either going to add links to this karma chain or break some your soul's power on purpose. Make sure you're aware of what you came here to do. And I'll leave y'all with that. Hopefully you come back next time. Many blessings on your day. Let's be.